Oh, you have gotten this room in shape in a hurry. I know Rex will be pleased.
Well, I hope so.
I am sorry about the postponement of our walk.
Well, it was not just a walk. It was a date to go for a walk along the Potomac, which we've had for some time now.
Katy, what could I do? An old friend of mine comes all the way from London. I have to at least meet the plane.
Well, that's today's news. And yesterday, when there was a special committee meeting, you had to cancel our theater tickets.
Now, that was important.
And last week, when you promised me...
Katy, I refuse to be defensive about my job.
There's no need to be defensive. You can always cancel plans with Katy. Whatever comes up, Katy will understand.
Well, I should hope you would. After all, you know that I'm busy.
And I am always here at your convenience.
Well, I'm not going to continue this discussion. You're obviously upset and acting just like a woman.
How should I act? Like a kangaroo? I am a woman.
Have you anything else to say?
Yeah, go meet the airplane.
My plan exactly.
I brought some flowers. I think English people always like flowers.
Yeah.
It should be rather a dramatic meeting after 20 years.
Yeah.
Do you suppose we shall all emerge as characters in his new book?
Well, if he writes those dusty English novels where nothing happens and it has a sad ending, it's very possible.
Katy, Mr. Chapman is arriving unexpectedly.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Morley. I guess I am being unreasonable.
Don't be sorry. Don't despair.
Yeah?
Don't give up the ship.
What if it never sails?
No, I never thought of that.
Good afternoon. My name is Chapman, Rexford Chapman.
Him!
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Morley just left to meet you at the airport.
Oh, blast. Plane was so early I didn't bother to call. Oh, dear. Well, may I wait inside?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, please come in.
You're, Miss,
Holstrom.
Oh.
Katy Holstrom.
Oh, forgive me for staring, but I have the most uncanny feeling that we've met before somewhere.
Well, I think I would remember.
I've got it. You're Hasty Pudding.
Hasty Pudding?
That's fantastic. Just the way I've always pictured her.
Well, I really don't understand.
That's the heroine in my books, Miss Hasty Pudding.
Oh, well, I must read your books to see if the comparison is favorable.
Miss Holstrom, my poor prose cannot begin to do you justice. Can't move, can you?
No.
You try it.
All right.
That's it.
More tea?
Yes, please.
What would happen if I applied that leverage you said?
If you did it properly, I'd go flying across the room, so please don't, eh? Thank you.
Were you a spy all during the war, Mr. Chapman?
Most of it.
Boy.
Rather grim, actually. But it did provide the background for my novels.
You must forgive us for not having read your novels.
Rather escapist, I'm afraid. Espionage, intrigue, daring-do, that sort of thing. Very male hero, very sexy women.
Gee.
See then.
Actually, my books have caught on rather nicely. My next one is set in America. That's why I'm here. A long-delayed visit. You know, the last time I saw Glen was during the war. We'd have dinner the following evening, but his ship sailed. With him owing me £5, by the way.
Do you think he planned it that way?
I'm sure he did. Now, here we are again. Seems like only yesterday.
Hello, Rex.
Glen. Yeah, I was just saying...
Wait a minute.
Hmm? Oh.
£5, wasn't it?
I knew he was good for it. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, it's more like good afternoon.
Only a very serious novelist rises before noon. Incidentally, the flowers in my room were a lovely touch, thank you.
Well, it was Mrs. Morley's idea.
Then I shall thank her. She seems very interested in my work.
Oh, she's fascinated.
And you? You changed your mind since last night?
I'm still fascinated, too.
Oh, well, that's made my day a complete success.
Could I fix you some lunch?
I'd rather you didn't.
Well, you must be terribly hungry.
Ravenous. It occurs to me as I stand here that I have a marvelous chance to absorb a little Washington atmosphere and at the same time lunch with a beautiful woman. Are you free?
Yeah.
Good, then that's settled. I always was a man of impulse. Certain things feel right, and lunch feels right.
Lunch feels right to me, too. I'll only be a minute.
Oh, is that an actual minute or a woman's minute?
Wait and see.
By and large, novelists fall into two categories. Those who have something to say and those who have nothing to say. Those who have nothing to say must be divided once more into those who know it and those who don't.
And which are you?
I have nothing to say, and I know it.
Well, doesn't that make it harder to write?
No, not at all. On the contrary, it makes it easier. Once I have the basic feel or background to a situation, I can imagine anything I care to. Now, for instance, you see our waiter there?
Yeah.
Well, let's suppose that he is a master spy.
Him?
That's the way they are today. Plain. The sinister look is out.
Well, I did not know that.
Well, he works here hoping to pick up some information, but primarily he wants to keep an eye on, that fellow over there. Lunches here every day. Has access to highly classified information, State Department, very hush-hush, and all that sort of thing.
Him?
That's the way they are today. The suave look is out. Now we have the basis of our story. Sooner or later, an extra pill will be slipped into his drink. He'll become unconscious and spirited away to a nearby hideout. Then out of the country. Pursued, of course, by...
Our hero.
Who'll become involved with...
A woman?
A beautiful woman, Hasty Pudding by name. Then after a wild chase around the continent and 300 pages of my exciting prose, the story will come to an end.
Happily.
Exactly.
Oh, well, I cannot believe it's as simple as all that.
Almost, but not quite.
Sounds so contrived. And yet, I believe it when I'm reading it.
You believe life while you see it. And what is more contrived than reality?
It sounds like quite a cynical statement coming from a man who seems content.
I am in the main. A few pieces of the puzzle missing here and there, but... What about you? Are you content?
Yeah, I suppose.
You don't know?
Well, is anything so good it could not be better?
It's a good answer. Enigmatic and female, but good.
Oh, it's been a lovely afternoon.
For me, too. We must do it again.
I would like that.
I'll arrange my appointments. Oh, appointments.
What's the matter?
My first appointment was an hour ago with Glen and a chap from the FBI.
Oh, blast, Archidor.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Morley.
Has Mr. Chapman come back yet?
Yeah, he's downstairs making a drink.
Making a drink?
Well, after breaking an appointment, I should think he'd want to apologize.
I'm sure he will. He tried to call, but you were out. And we were having such a wonderful time, I suggested we go for a walk along the Potomac. And before we knew it, the afternoon was over.
Oh, I see. Well, that sounds like quite an idyll. Well, at least you got your walk along the Potomac.
Well, I'm sorry.
I should think you would be.
For your inconvenience only. Other than that, I have nothing to be sorry for.
Come in.
Glen, old chap.
Oh, hello, Rex.
I come bearing a peace offering. I'm frightfully sorry about this afternoon.
Don't let it worry you. We can make another appointment.
I'm glad to hear that, but even so. I tried calling you, but too late to do any good, I'm afraid.
Yes, I know. Katy told me.
Oh, good, good. Did she tell you what a marvelous time we had?
Yes, she hinted.
She's a delightful companion. She has a freshness, a vitality, inner quality that's quite unique. You must have noticed.
Yes, on occasion.
And, of course, she's quite lovely. I say, old chap, I must ask you something. Do you mind if I see a little of her while I'm here?
No. No, she's a free agent.
I'm not encroaching. You sure?
Be my guest.
Oh, thank you, I shall.
Are you drinking those two at a time these days?
Hmm? Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. How's it going?
Jolly good, old chap. As a matter of fact, that's what I came in to tell you.
Oh? What?
Now, this is the most astounding thing. For the first time in my life, I think that I'm in love. Genuinely in love.
In love?
In love.
Anyone I know?
Well, Katy, of course. How could you doubt it?
I didn't. I was just hoping.
Well, you... What did you... You do have an interest, don't you?
Yes, I do have an interest.
Why in heaven's name did you lead me to believe that you hadn't?
Katy and I were having our differences. Besides, I have no claim on her.
Oh. This is awkward, Glen. Deuced awkward.
Well put.
Oh, honestly, I must tell you, it's gone too far for me to bow out of the picture now.
I couldn't ask you to do a thing like that. Perhaps we should just leave it up to the lady.
Oh, what else can we do? I guess we'll have to. I'll move out in the morning, of course. Can you, recommend a good hotel?
Convenient to the house?
Oh.
I'd say, may the best man win. But I'm afraid it would have a hollow ring to it.
Rather. Good night, Glen.
Good night. 006.
How do you like his book?
About on a par with a congressional record.
Is that fair?
I don't recall agreeing, to be fair.
Oh, it's good. A little anger helps things along.
In that case, help is definitely on the way. Oh, listen to this. With curious disdain, John Pond flicked an infinitesimal speck of lint from his impeccably tailored lapel and laughed haughtily. Hasty Pudding came quietly to his side. But, John, she said, we have walked through danger together. Yes, replied Pond, and I must say it was heavy going there for a while. I suppose that is better than the congressional record.
Where do you suppose they've gone tonight?
Katy does not confide in me these days.
Glen, don't lose her.
I don't want to.
Well, give a little thought to fighting fire with fire.
It was a lovely idea to have dinner in.
I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, I did.
To us? What were you looking at?
Clothes. They always look so gorgeous in the magazine.
Here's the advertisement you should be reading.
Come to Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Now is the time to see England. No tourists, no crowds. Motors through the beautiful English countryside, down tree-shaded lanes hundreds of years old, all for a fraction of what you might think it would cost. Is it really that good?
At the moment, it lacks something.
What?
You. You said you liked to see England. Once you saw it, you'd love it. Once they saw you, they'd love you.
All England?
All England, almost as much as I do.
Oh, Rex.
Katy, will you marry me?
Him?
I hope that's the Swedish word for yes.
Well, I really don't know what to say.
Say yes. I believe I could make you happy, Katy.
Our meeting and our seeing each other, it's been like some sort of wonderful, happy dream.
Yes? A dream we could continue.
Well, suddenly you've made it not a dream, but something real. Well, I know what I answer would change our lives.
Don't answer yet. Think about it. I'll give you the entire evening.
Good night.
Good night. I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh, hello, Katy.
Hello. Are you enjoying the book?
Oh, very much.
Rex is a very good writer.
Oh, he certainly is.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm exhibiting curious disdain as I flick an infinitesimal speck of lint from my impeccably tailored lapel.
From the book?
And then I'm supposed to burst into haughty laughter. But I'm afraid I'm not quite up to it. Katy.
No.
I thought for a carefree moment that I would fight fire with fire, that I would put on my smoking jacket and be just a little bit more urbane and witty than Rex.
And instead you put on your oldest sweater.
Well, I guess I'm just not cut out to be an amusing, charming British novelist. I'm just a...
Yeah?
Kind of a forgetful, overly serious American congressman who probably deserves a good swift kick for seemingly taking you for granted.
You do not take me for granted?
No, Katy, I don't.
I want to believe that.
Well, it's true.
Rex is flying to England tomorrow. He said he would call you in the morning.
Well, it's lovely at this time of year.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah.
It's a nice place to visit. But I wouldn't want to live there.
Well, I think you've made a very wise decision. Hasty pudding.
Oh, John, we've walked through danger together.
I know. Rather heavy going there for a while, wasn't it?